GreenTeaGuru.co.uk offers green tea, white tea, black tea, oolong tea, and we absolutely love Pu'er tea, with offerings of Misty Peaks, Yunnan sourcing, Mung Hai, and Shaguan. We regularly visit Hong Kong and Guangdong, sourcing out very interesting and special cakes for your tea table. Green Tea Guru, based in UK with worldwide delivery. Hey guys, welcome. It's Ollie from greenteaguru.co.uk, and today we are brewing up this fabulous little 2001 50-gram Chuo from Yinhao. Okay, so let's do some close-ups. This is the 2001 Chuo. That's how you're going to get it. It's a 50-gram Chuo, which is pretty rare really. Normally they come in sort of 100s up. This is the beast. Without the wrapping on, you can see how dark that's got. This particular Chuo, and all of the ones that I'm sourcing, have been resting in Simeo, Yunnan. Simeo has much more of a tropical environment, which means that this particular tea has accelerated very hard with the fermentation. So we are expecting some very deep aged flavours with this one. Let's get it in the Gaiwan and see what she tastes like. I'm just doing the first rinse now. See what sort of aromas we're going to get. Earthy mushroom. It's clear that this tea has been hanging around for a while. Quite complex. Bit of sweetness in there. Reminding me a little bit of generic sort of honey aged smell you might expect with, you know, for example, the Dai 7542 or something, or maybe those Guangdong stored cakes. But only the faintest whiff of it is what we're mainly getting here is kind of earthy mushroom tones. This is the first infusion. I'm going to leave it a little bit, just try and get it going. The liquor is coming out very sort of dark orange, you can see there. So as you guys know, the first infusion, we're not expecting too much, probably just hints of what's to come. And what I am getting, it's not overtly sweet at all. There is a slight sweetness underlying everything. That kind of earthy mushroom note that I was getting on the aroma is definitely here. You can sense a deep taste wanting to sort of poke through, but hasn't quite got there yet. Smooth, fairly smooth. I mean, this is an old Chuo, 2001, so 16 years old. The material is, I'd say, a fairly standard spring, which is fairly good. Price-wise, this Chuo is going for about £15, which for the age, what could you expect? There's like no bitterness at all, nothing. All right, so we are diving into infusion number 2. So we're going to set it up, and in the last few sips of the first infusion, maybe because the water was cooling down somewhat, those honey tones, that sort of honey sweetness I was talking about, was a bit more noticeable. Nowhere near what you might expect in some of these other Guangdong stored cakes of 8 years, maybe that sort of age. Not like that, but it's there, and it's kind of a small syrupy background that sort of ties everything together. Nice. Okay, so this infusion is coming in a lot darker, a lot more substantial, I've got to say. The aroma is still mushroomy. You're getting that sort of mushroom, and again the sweetness, the aged sweetness. Very pleasant. So infusion number 2, you probably noticed that it's a bit darker, much thicker, and the mushroom notes are coming through a lot stronger. Faint bitterness, just, you know it's there, but it's just minute. It's minute. It's almost as if the sweetness has sort of died away temporarily, giving way to the mushroom a bit. Very smooth. You know, some people stay away from the more expensive, older Pu'er tea in favour of the cheaper ones, and that's absolutely fine. But I think that when you actually break this down, I mean, you know, this is about £15 for this duo, which may seem rather a lot for 50 grams. If you break it up, I mean, this tea session I'm doing now, I've whacked in probably about 8 grams, 10 grams, something like that. I think about 8 grams. You know, if you break it down, I mean, how much I'm actually spending on this particular tea session, probably somewhere in the nature of around about £2.50. You know, for £2.50 you get to try some something that's been hanging around for 16 years. It's got complex. It's very, very different to what you might be used to trying a very younger Sheng. And really, when you break it down like that, the cost isn't atrocious. So when people say that tea is the last affordable luxury, I think they're truly right. Bitterness coming up a little bit more now. I think as the heat levels die down, again, the sweetness is more pronounced, the sort of honey sweetness I'm talking about. Right, infusion number 3. Right, so this time I've done a bit of experimenting. I've used slightly cooler water, so I haven't even reboiled the kettle, so it's going to be around about 90 degrees. I left it in a little bit longer, probably hitting the 12-second stretch, something like that. Sweetness. More sweetness. That mushroom is hiding around the corner a bit, but the sweetness is coming through. Again, I don't know whether that's down to the cooler water or the longer infusion. I'll have to experiment some more. It's just a very quaffable tea, this one. It's not going to annoy anybody, you know. It's fairly easy drinking. You know, that bitterness is there. I'd say probably, I don't know, 1 out of 10. In fact, it probably isn't bitterness. I'd call it more of an astringency. Astringency is kind of laying on the palate a little bit, but it's extremely low. Extremely low. It's just about noticeable, and it's kind of an added facet towards this tea, I guess. Slightly earthy still. I'd say it's more of the same, to be honest. The mushroom has sort of, you know, gone around the corner. The sweetness is much more prevalent. It's not exploding with sweetness at all, but it is pretty prevalent. If you guys would like to explore this tea for yourselves, you can find it on greenteaguru.co.uk. As always, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it so much. Don't forget to leave a like. Happy cupping.